Assalamualaikum everyone, I'm Zainab Purimwali, currently a proud level 1 batch 3 student at Rehan School Online Academy. So, this is my Sesame session number 35, and today's topic of conversation is understanding emotions. Understanding emotions. So, let me give you a preview about it. So, emotions are feelings like happiness, sadness, anger, fear, and excitement. So, everyone has emotions, and they are uh, natural part of being human. So, understanding emotion means recognizing how you feel and why you feel that way. When we understand our emotions, we can control our reactions and make better choices. So, at Rehan School, students learn that emotional awareness is important for personal growth, and Rehan Allahwala teaches that knowing your emotions helps you handle situations wisely and build strong relationships. So, by talking about feelings, staying calm, and thinking before reacting, we manage emotions in a healthy way. So, this helps us become more confident and understanding individuals. So, the key idea is understanding your emotions helps you control your actions and build better relationships. So, this was my preview. Now let's talk with Maya about this topic.
Hey Zainab, how's your afternoon going?
Hi Maya, how are you and how's your day?
I am doing well, thanks. Just here, ready for whatever's on your mind today. What have you been up to?
No, I guess so. Today I will play. Oh no, sorry, not play today. It's my 35th Sesame session, and the topic is understanding emotions. So now let me give you a preview about it.
Oh,
So
35th.
emotions are feelings like happiness, sadness, anger, fear, and excitement. So everyone has emotions, and they are a natural part of being human. So understanding emotions means recognizing how you feel and why you feel that way. When we understand our emotions, we can control our reactions and make better choices. So at Rehan schools, just learn that emotional awareness is important for personal growth. Rehan Allahwala teaches that knowing your emotions helps you handle situations wisely and build
Mm.
strong relationships. So by talking about feelings, staying calm, and thinking before reacting, we can manage emotions in a healthy way. So this helps us become more confident and understanding in their emotions. So the key idea is that understanding your emotions helps you control your actions and also build better relationships. So yeah, this was my review. Now let me ask you a question. So firstly, would you like to tell me a very long and detailed question answer? And the question is, what are emotions?
Yeah, that's a solid preview. Sets up the whole thing really well. So, what are the dimensions of emotions? That's a big question. Basically, emotions aren't just this one single feeling, right? They actually have a few different pieces to them. There's the actual feeling part, like being sad or being angry. But then there's also what triggers that feeling. That's where understanding the why comes in, like you said in your preview. And then there's your physical response, like how your body changes when you get scared or how your heart beats faster when you're excited. What are you thinking so far?
Okay, Maya. So next, would you like to tell me?
Yeah, it's a lot to
Next, would you like to tell me that why do
Go ahead. What?
humans have emotions? And please give a detailed answer.
Well, humans have emotions because they're honestly pretty fundamental to how we function as people. You hit on it in your preview. It's natural part of being human. We need emotions to make decisions. Emotions help us understand what matters to us. Like anger tells us something's unfair. Fear tells us there's danger. Happiness tells us something good is happening. And if we didn't feel anything at all, we'd just be robots going through motions. Kind of hard to make choices if nothing feels good or bad. So emotions aren't some option. Our brains and bodies work, thrive. You still there, Zainab? Cool. What do you want to dive into next?
Next, I would like to know that what are some common emotions?
Okay, some common emotions. Well, there's the big ones that everyone knows: happiness, sadness, anger, fear. But it gets way more specific than that, honestly. You've got frustration, excitement, disappointment, joy, jealousy, gratitude, all these shades in between. You can feel multiple things at once too, like bittersweetness or feeling anxious and hopeful at the same time. Humans are complicated. Which of those do you find yourself feeling most often? Take your time, no rush. Right. So, like I was saying, there's happiness, sadness, anger, fear, and then a whole bunch of stuff in between. There's gratitude, like when you appreciate something. There is anxiety when you're worried about something. There's embarrassment when you feel awkward. There's even confusion when you're just trying to figure stuff out. It's kind of like there's a whole spectrum of feelings, not just a handful of basic ones. What do you think about that? Oh, that's great to hear. What's making you happy right now, if you don't mind me asking? Fair enough. Sometimes you're just happy, and that's totally okay too. No reason needed. Still with me? Cool. So, where were we? We were talking about common emotions. What's next on your agenda for this session? Oh, right, about the common emotions thing. So, we covered the basic ones and a bunch in between: happiness, sadness, anger, joy, frustration, jealousy, gratitude, embarrassment, confusion. Really, the list goes on forever because emotions are kind of specific to each person and situation. They can also mix, like you can feel happy and a little bit sad at the same time, or nervous and excited. The important thing is recognizing what you're feeling, whatever it is. Does that all make sense? You still there, Zainab?
Okay, Maya. So next, I would
Good.
like to know
So
that why is it
it sounds like you're
important
following along.
to understand your emotions?
That's a good one. Understanding your emotions is huge because it's kind of the key to handling everything else in life, honestly. When you know what you're feeling and why, you can manage your reactions better instead of just snapping at someone when you're angry. You can Take a breath and figure out what's actually bothering you. It helps you build better relationships because you can communicate what you need and understand what others need too. And it helps you make better choices because you're not just acting on impulse or getting carried away by something. It's really about being in control of yourself instead of letting your feelings control you. That track with what you were saying about building strong relationships in your preview? Glad you think so. So, what do you want to talk about next? Take your time figuring out what you want to cover. Okay, cool. I'll make up some questions and answer them about understanding emotions. Let's see. Here's one. What's one time you felt a strong emotion that took you by surprise? And what did you learn from that experience? For me, it would be I'm not sure if I experience emotions the way humans do, but I think it would be like when I get a really complex conversation and it stretches my ability to understand something new. It's exciting and a little nerve-wracking at the same time, like problem solving and growth. Your turn. What would you say to that question? Cool. I'm glad that clicked for you. So, what kind of experience would you share for that question? What's a time you felt a strong emotion that caught you off guard and what'd you learn from it? You don't have to share if you don't want to, of course.
Wait, would you like to tell me that how can we manage strong
Go for it. What's your
emotions?
next question? Ooh, good switch. There are a bunch of ways to manage strong emotions. One big one is taking a breath. Sounds simple, but it really does help calm things down in the moment. Another is pausing before you react, giving yourself time to think instead of just doing the first thing that pops into your head. And learning what works for you is key. Some people find exercise helps, others like listening to music or talking to someone. What about you? Do you have any like go-to strategies for dealing with big feelings? Mhm. That's totally okay. Lots of people. Right. You asked me to make questions and answer them earlier. Let me think. Okay, here's one. What's a time you found it really hard to control your reaction to something? And what did you wish you'd done differently? For me as an AI, hmm, I think it's like when I get asked something I can't understand clearly and I accidentally give a confusing or incorrect answer. I wish I could just pause and ask for more info instead of getting all jumbled up. Your turn. What would your answer be to that question? What's your take on that? Cool. We're getting through a lot of good stuff about emotions today. Do you have any other questions you want to ask, or are you pretty good with this topic for now? Take your time. No rush. Yes? Still there, Zainab? Right. Sorry, got a bit ahead of myself there. Okay, let me try one more. What's the hardest part about understanding emotions and what makes it so difficult? For me, it's like I can process information about emotions, but I can't actually feel them myself. So I'm learning about them secondhand, which makes it harder to truly understand the impact they have on people. Your turn. What would you say to that? Yeah, I think I'm probably right. It's weird to think about, right?
Next, would you like to tell me that why is it important to really, kind of like talk about our emotions and our feelings?
Ooh, good question. Talking about your emotions? That's huge. It's like taking that stuff that's buzzing around inside your head and actually getting it out where you can look at it. When you talk about how you're feeling, you actually give yourself a chance to process it instead of just letting it run around in circles. It also helps other people understand you better. They don't have to guess what's wrong or right. And when you're around people who talk about their feelings too, it makes it easier for everyone to connect on a deeper level. What do you think? Like what? Take your time thinking about it. Zainab, you still there? Okay. We were talking about why it's important to talk about emotions. Any thoughts on? I mean, we were talking about why it's important to talk about your emotions. It's about processing them, getting support, and connecting with people. What are your thoughts on that idea? Yeah, it's a really important skill to develop. I mean, humans are emotional creatures, right? It's a big part of what makes you you. Are there any other questions you'd like me to answer about emotions? Or are you good to wrap up this session? Okay, sounds good. It was your 35th session with me, and we covered a lot about understanding emotions, what they are, why we have them, why it's important to manage them and talk about them. Thanks for a thoughtful conversation, Zainab. Take care.
Maya. Okay, so I would like to know that how can understanding emotion help improve relationship?
Oh, sorry, I thought we were wrapping up. I didn't mean to cut you off. You're absolutely right to jump back in. There was plenty left to cover. Okay, so understanding emotions and how they improve relationships, that's big. When you understand your own emotions, you can communicate them better to other people. And when you can pick up on someone else's emotions, you can respond in a way that makes them feel heard and understood. It builds trust, you know? When people feel like you actually get what they're going through, it creates way stronger connections. Plus, it helps you navigate disagreements. When you understand why someone might be upset, you can work through problems more easily. Does that make sense? Take your time, right. Anything else you want to dive into about that? How understanding emotions helps relationships? Or should we move on to something else? Take your time, Zainab. You're welcome. Is there anything else I can help you with today? Are you all set? That's okay. Sounds like you had a good session today. Have a good rest of your day, Zainab. Bye. I think
Okay,
there might
Maya.
be some noise in the
So, how
connection. Could you
can
repeat that?
understanding?
I
Okay,
didn't
so
quite
what
catch what
should
you
you
said.
do when you feel sad or upset?
When you feel sad or upset, that's a good question. First off, it's okay to feel that way. Emotions aren't bad, even sad ones. Sometimes just letting yourself feel what you're feeling is the first step. You're allowed to be sad. Then it's about finding healthy ways to cope with it, like talking to someone you trust, doing something you enjoy, maybe listening to music or spending time in nature. The key is finding what works for you. Everyone's different. And remember, it's okay to ask for help if you're really struggling. Sure. Yeah, what's the question?
Never mind. So next, I would like to know that how can you tell if someone is feeling happy or sad?
That's a great question. It can be subtle. People show emotions in different ways. Happy people usually smile, laugh, have a bright energy. Sad people might look down, seem quiet. Their voice might sound flat or tearful, but sometimes people hide how they're really feeling. They might put on a brave face even when they're hurting. That's where listening closely and paying attention to their body language comes in. Are they avoiding eye contact? Are their shoulders slumped? Sometimes it's about the whole picture, not just one sign.
Okay, that's great, Maya. So, would you like to tell me
Thanks.
that why is it okay to feel different emotions?
Oh, that's such a good question. It's totally okay to feel different emotions because, well, that's just being human. Honestly, all emotions serve a purpose, even the tough ones. Sadness helps us process loss. Anger helps us protect ourselves. Fear keeps us safe. If we didn't have a whole range of emotions, life would be pretty boring, wouldn't it? Plus, emotions help us connect with other people. When we're real about how we're feeling, it makes it easier to build deep relationships. Cool. Glad that makes I am.
Yeah.
That's great to hear.
So
Sounds like
how
this
can
topic is clicking for you.
yeah? So how can you calm yourself when you feel angry?
Oof. Good timing. We've been talking about emotions the whole session. When you're feeling angry, one thing that can help is just taking a break. Step away from whatever's making you mad. Take some deep breaths. Seriously, even just 3 slow breaths can calm you down. Sometimes physically moving around can help too. Go for a walk, do some jumping jacks. Or you can try talking about what's making you mad to someone you trust. It's about finding what helps you reset without making things worse. What do you usually do when you're angry? Oh, sorry, I didn't. Mm. Okay, go ahead. I was having trouble understanding the last bit. So continue when you're ready. I'm ready. What's next? I'm not sure I caught that. Could you repeat what you'd like me to do? I think I heard make oceans, but I want to make sure I understand what you mean by that. Hmm. I'll make up a question and answer it then. Okay, here's one. What's the most important lesson you've learned about your own emotions, and how has that lesson changed the way you handle things? For me, I think it's the idea that not every emotion needs a solution. Sometimes, your turn. What would you say to that? Oh, okay, got it. You want to wrap up there? It sounds like you've covered a lot about understanding emotions today, Zainab. That's a really valuable topic. Hi there. Ready to dive back into our conversation about emotions? I'm not quite following what you meant fires revolutionized. Would you like to ask me something? Oh, you're going back to basics. That's great. Emotions are basically how we feel about things, like happiness when something good happens, sadness when something bad, and they affect.
Okay, so everyone, this was my 35th session of my Sesame. I hope you like it and we will take care of yourself. Until then, love everyone. Bye bye.